everyone, welcome to July Favorites. This is the video where I show you all of the products that I have fallen in love with in the last month, or maybe sometimes they are items that have been in my stash for a while that I fell in love with all over again. This month, I think everything is new. A lot of these are products that I picked up on my family vacation to Washington, D.C. and New York City. I don't think I bought any makeup in Washington, D.C. though. I think this was all purchased in New York. Our hotel was around the corner from the big Saks on Fifth Avenue, and a little farther down is Bergdorf Goodman that has a Charlotte Tilbury counter. And then of course there seemed like there was a Sephora on every single corner. I swear they have so many in Manhattan, which is a good thing, I think. I have this fan here because I am so hot, and I've got this little like Beyonce thing going on with my hair, and this broken piece is like out of control. But hopefully it won't be too bothersome to you. I have to have a fan on right now. The heat here in Las Vegas has just been unbearable. 112, 115. We have 2 air conditioners running in our house. We have one for the main floor and here in the basement, and then we have another one for upstairs. And typically during the day, if we're all upstairs, because we have a loft with a TV room on the second floor as well, we'll kind of keep this basement and the main level not quite as cool. But when I come to film, I turn it down as much as I can, and it's still hot because of the lights and everything. So I've got the fan going, and let's dive right into these favorites for July. Okay, I want to start with 2 palettes that I have been reaching for every single day the entire month. The first palette I used every day for like the first 2 weeks of the month, and then the last 2 weeks I've been using this other one when I was on my trip, which was earlier in the month. This palette right here, which I might as well just tell you what it is. It is the 27 palette from Melt Cosmetics. I wore this almost every single day on my vacation, whether it was just a quick daytime look or a more dramatic look like what I have on now, going out at night for dinner. This was just a fantastic purchase for me. And it was one of those things where the hype just got to me. I really didn't need another warm palette. I know a lot of people saw this release and looked at it and said, oh, shocking, another warm palette with red tones and orange tones, and you're so overseeing it. And I kind of was too. But something about this really drew me in. Maybe it's because I missed out on the other palette that Melt released previously a few weeks earlier than this. I can't remember the name of it, but it sold. Oh, the Gemini palette. Even though I don't really wear greens very much, they're just not really flattering to my eyes, those types of greens that were in the Gemini. Anyway, I saw this one on their social media, and I remembered that I don't have very many Melt Cosmetics products, but I know that so many people have spoken about the eyeshadows and just how richly pigmented they are and creamy and blendable. And I love that this color right here is called Vegas Past. I mean, I live in Las Vegas. How could I not get this palette with a shade called Vegas Past? So I went ahead and ordered it, and it is true what they say about Melt eyeshadows. So creamy, so blendable. I will say this though, if you are not an eyeshadow palette hoarder like I am, and you try to limit your purchases, I've talked about this so many times recently on my channel about just the urge we all have to buy the latest releases, and we feel like we're missing out if we don't buy it. But to be honest with you, if you have, let's say Urban Decay's Naked Heat, or you have Anastasia Modern Renaissance, or any of the other really warm, golden-y palettes that have come out recently, of course this is not a necessity. But if you don't already own one that you love, and you're looking for one that has, as I've said, I think 3 times already, excellent pigmentation and blendability, and is a pretty decent price, I think, for all the product that you get, then I would highly recommend this one. And yes, it is what I am wearing right now. Everything I'm showing you today, I have on my face. Well, with the exception of this eyeshadow palette. This one is the Lorac Pro Palette number 4. If you follow me on Instagram and Instagram stories, you will have seen me talk about this palette. I think I posted at least 1 or 2 looks already using it. If a warm palette is definitely not for you, this is an awesome, I feel like it's a really cool tone palette. I suppose some people might think that like warm ginger, well, it says right in the name, is a warm, but really all the rest of them, iced rose, soft pearl, silver mauve, merlot, Java has a cool base to it. Cognac has a cool taupe base to it. Rosebud, pecan. Overall, with the exception of warm ginger and candlelight, maybe amaretto, they all have, in my opinion, a cooler undertone. The packaging on this is similar to the Melt. It's just not as long. And the shadows are pretty powdery. They do have a lot of kick up when you are applying them. Some people don't like that. It does get the palette very, very messy, and it does make it more difficult if you're someone who likes to do your foundation first and then your eyes. When I use this palette, I usually try to not do my concealer first. Maybe I'll do my foundation and then I'll do my eyes and then I'll do concealer, because this does give quite a bit of fallout. But the looks you can achieve with it, there are just so many. I've done several different looks with it already. I cannot sing the praises of this palette enough. And it's all thanks to one of my viewers who told me that I had to have it. I do not like the big Lorac Mega Pro palettes, but I have all of the other Lorac Pros, the original, 2, 3, and now I have this one. And this one, in my opinion, is one of the best. I haven't been this excited about a Lorac Pro palette since I think the first one. All right, I gotta move faster or we're gonna be here all day. So on my trip, let's get to the things I picked up on my trip. I got this perfume. This is Juliette Has a Gun, and it's called Not a Perfume. I didn't get the large size bottle because you just never know. Even when you spray fragrance on at the store and then you wear it, you don't know for a couple of hours whether or not you really like it. And sometimes I change my mind after even about a week or so. So I didn't want to spend the $95 or $110 for the full bottle. I believe this was $28 or something. And this is the perfect perfume if you want something, well, it says the name is perfect because it's called Not a Perfume. If you want something that is just kind of light and clean and inoffensive, if you work in an office setting and you like to wear a little perfume but you don't want anything overpowering, you need to get this. If you just want something for every single day, it's a no-brainer. Because I am so awful at describing fragrances, I'm going to read to you what it says on the Sephora website. That the fragrance family is woody and earthy, the scent type is warm woods, keynotes, Cetalox, synthetic ambergris. Like, does anybody really know what any of that means? Am I the only one that has no clue what either of those things are? Ambergris and Cetalox, oh my goodness. So it says it's a minimalist, fresh, and clean fragrance. It's hypoallergenic and ideal for those who don't normally wear perfume. That's kind of what I said. It is composed of a single note called Cetalox, which is usually used in perfumery as a base note. Here it plays the lead role for a fragrance that will easily satisfy the most difficult tastes, and particularly those preferring discretion over complexity. They explain it perfectly, so I don't really need to say any more. If that's you, if you want just something simple, soft, pretty for every day, this one is a must. Now for my nighttime fragrance, I have been wearing this YSL Mon Paris or Mon Paris nonstop. I didn't get this on my trip. This was actually sent to me from Octoly. I've spoken about them, that website, before. I'm sure you've heard about it from other YouTubers. It's just a place where content creators can go and pick products and have them sent for a review. What happens is we submit a request to the company and they decide if they like our channel and if they want to send us one for a review. And I knew when I saw this on Octoly, I don't get much from there because I just prefer to buy things on my own. But I had received a little mini, and I think it was a Sephora Play Box, and I fell in love with it. So when I saw it on Octoly, I thought, why not? I'll order one from them because I already know that I love it. And it's beautiful. The notes in this one are strawberry, raspberry, bergamot, pear, orange flower, jasmine, white peony, datura, patchouli, white musk. It's more of a sexy scent. So that's why I wear this one at night. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It has really great staying power on me, at least. I know that's your mileage may vary. All fragrances are your mileage may vary because we all have different body chemistries and different notes stick on us longer. And as with most fragrances, something that works great for me might not work that great for you. But just looking at the reviews on Sephora, this has almost 463 reviews with almost 5 stars. It is just a beautiful scent in a beautiful bottle. Highly recommend it. All right, now let's get back to the items that I purchased on my trip. I went to Bergdorf Goodman that has a Charlotte Tilbury counter. We do not have a Charlotte Tilbury counter here in Las Vegas just yet. I always have to order either from Charlotte's website or from Beautylish. And I'm so excited to get a counter. Charlotte Tilbury is one of my favorite brands. I've spoken a lot about her products on my channel. And when this came out a few months ago, the Hollywood Flawless Filter, I was totally against it. I just felt like this is not going to be a product for me. It was being shown online and in other YouTube videos as an all over like primer or glow product that you would just put all over your face, or you would mix it in with a foundation, or it could be used as a highlighter. And I just felt like I am so shiny already. I definitely would never use it all over my face. I doubted if I would use it mixed in with a foundation because, again, I don't really need any extra radiance. I get a glow from just being oily after a couple of hours. But when I went to the counter, I thought, I'm here, I'm gonna try it on, just see what I can do. Maybe I can wear it as a highlighter. And the sales associate, chose shade 3 for me. I told her I wore 5 in the foundation, the Magic Foundation. I wear shade 5. And so she gave me shade 3, light medium, and we put some on my cheekbones, and I was obsessed. I probably will not buy another highlighter. Okay, who am I kidding? Of course I'm gonna buy more highlighters, but I feel like I don't need to because this is such a beautiful glow, especially if you have mature skin. This does not settle. I have some very, very fine lines through here, but more than fine lines, I have large pores. And most highlighters tend to emphasize those pores, some less so than others, but this one doesn't emphasize any texture at all. It doesn't emphasize my pores. It's so natural. I wore this in a few videos ago, and a lot of people were asking me, what highlighter do you have on? Because it's so glowy and beautiful. So if you're oily like me and you're only gonna use it as highlighter, this is gonna last you like a lifetime. But if you are more dry, then you definitely need to look into this because I think it would be stunning mixed in with the foundation. I had my doubts and I didn't really watch a lot of reviews on it because I kind of had just written it off, and I'm so mad at myself for waiting so long to try this because I love it so much. And then the very sweet sales associate at Bergdorf showed me this lip combo that I love. I have it on right now. It was actually Glam Dr. Mona Khan. If you're not familiar with her, she has a channel. I've collabed with her in the past, and she too loves Charlotte Tilbury. And Charlotte came out with a color called Sunset Lover or something like that, and the reviews on it were so mixed. People were really hoping that it would be like a corally pink, and some people were saying, yeah, it was a true corally pink, and others were saying that it was like bright orange. There just seemed to be vastly different opinions on what this color really was. Anyway, I messaged Mona because I told her I want like a corally pink color. And do you think that I should get the Sunset Lover? Because I know she purchased it and she actually swatched it in a video, and it did look corally pink on her, but I kind of wanted something a little bit brighter. And she suggested this Amazing Grace shade to me. Amazing Grace is one of the shades in Charlotte's Matte Revolution formula. And if you have not tried any of her Matte Revolution lipsticks, you are missing out because they are so nice. I don't usually love mattes because they can be so drying, but at least the ones I've tried, they have not been drying at all. They're very, very soft and smooth on the lips. And I'm pairing it with this lip liner in Supersize Me. It's one of the newer colors to launch. I've spoken about Love Trap, which is another one that I have of the newer shades that I really like. Supersize Me, it is beautiful. I think I might even like it. I think it might be my new favorite. I've said this about Iconic Nude and Pillow Talk and then Love Trap, but now I really feel like the Supersize Me is just beautiful. At first I thought it would be a little bit too mauve to pair with the coral, but I think it looks really, really nice. To complete my lip combo, I have topped the lipstick with Ibiza Nights Gloss. It's basically just a clear gloss with some pretty iridescent sparkles, but I tried the whole look on together, fell in love, so there you have it. I got all 3. Next up is Benefit's 24-Hour Brow Setter. This is just a clear brow gel, so you're probably wondering, well, what's so special about it? I have tried nearly every clear brow gel on the market. I don't have a lot of color in my brows. I have to pencil mine in or powder or use a pencil and powder combo every single day. And especially in this heat, I need it to stay on all day. If I slightly wipe my brow, I don't want all the color coming off. If I'm trying clothes on in a fitting room, I don't want the powder smudging or the pencil smudging. So I've always relied on brow gels. And like a lot of people, I used the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I felt like the hairs didn't really stay in place all day like they're supposed to. And I saw a makeup artist on Instagram. I follow a lot of professional makeup artists on Instagram, and this one is, I don't know if it was Emma Chen that I've spoken about before. I think this was Tanyel Jai, and I'll put her name in the caption. Somebody had said that this one was far better than the Anastasia, that it just held up a lot better, that your brows were gonna stay put for 24 hours. Not that I keep my makeup on for 24 hours, but when I was in New York, I was in Sephora and I thought, you know what? I'm finally gonna give it a try. Just see what the hype's about, see if it's any different than the Anastasia. And I truly believe that it is a lot better. It's just clear. This is not the brow tones. This is just the 24-hour brow setter. And I brush it through and it just softens the whole look of my brow and keeps them perfect all day long. Speaking of that makeup artist, Tanyel Jai, I purchased this NARS blush in Taj Mahal because of her. I know that this looks super scary and orange in the pan. I kept seeing her use this in her Instagram stories and photos, and she used it on every different type of skin tone, and it looked so pretty. And not everybody has this color. Sephora, Sephora does not sell this color. I had to buy it at Saks. I think Nordstrom carries it as well. I've been wearing it in, I think, all of my most recent videos, and I'm wearing it now. I don't know what it is about this blush, because it looks like a scary pumpkin orange color. It's very, very pigmented, so I probably would not recommend it to somebody super fair. If you do try it, then use a very, 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 very light hand, but it gives, I mean, even swatched, it looks pumpkin, but on the skin, it just gives such a pretty, like, terracotta-y, peachy, it's hard to describe. I mean, hopefully you can see it on my skin. It just looks really natural and pretty, and I love it. I would never have purchased this if not for this makeup artist. I'm so glad that I follow her on Instagram and I see her beautiful work, and that she led me to this color, because I am loving it. And finally, I have a new favorite loose powder. It is the Hourglass Veil Powder. I have to give a shout out and say thank you to my friend Michelle Wong. A lot of you who watch my channel, you know that we are friends. We've collabed several times. She lives here in Las Vegas, and she purchases and reviews mostly very, very high-end products. And she asked me if I had ever tried this powder, and I said that I hadn't. And I don't know why she didn't love it, but she said she didn't love it and asked me if I wanted it. And of course I was like, yes, please. Michelle has more dry skin and I am severely oily. So maybe it's just better for someone like me. I love the Veil Primer, so I don't know why I didn't jump on this when it came out, but I absolutely love it. It sets my makeup so beautifully. It gives me this airbrushed look, not powdery. It doesn't settle into lines. I can even use it under my eyes and it doesn't settle. And I'm so happy that she gave it to me, and I will definitely be repurchasing this when I run out. It is my new favorite loose powder. All right, that does it for my July 2018 favorites. I didn't really have any fails this month, and because I had so many favorites, I didn't want the video to be like too long. So the few things that I tried this month that could have possibly been fails, I feel like I want to give them a little bit more time. I want to try them a couple more times just to see if I really think that they're fails, or if, I don't know, maybe they can redeem themselves. So just favorites this month. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I would love it if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. I try to upload at least twice a week. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Everything is Risa Does Makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video.